Hello. I'm sorry. It wouldn't work. How are we doing? Welcome back. All right, we don't need this today. I don't have anywhere to sit, so I'll have to remain standing, but that's okay. How are we doing? How have you been? Where have you been? Hi, Milk. Hi, Riku. Winston! Winston is already causing chaos. Please stop. Hold on. No. Well then, where was I? Hi, Gnarly. I know they're always late though. I don't think they've ever actually been on time, and I don't think I can do anything about that. But it's normal for the notification to be late. How are you doing? Need to grab a coffee? Oh, I wish. I'm gonna make hot cocoa after stream because I'm all out of today's rations. Um, Hi, Millie. How are you doing? Yeah, I try, Millie. I try to um, tire him out with playing, but the thing is, he learned how to open cabinets. So I am currently looking into those child locks for cabinets, but I can only find packets for, an entire family home, and I really just need to. So I'm unwilling to spend too much money uh, on them. I'm looking for just. I just want to buy them separately. I don't need 20. I need two. So it's been a bit of a struggle keeping him out of the cabinets. And Vincent, they know. They just know. Even though I didn't stream for 3 weeks actually, they know. And so about an hour ago, Winston started to be really difficult, and I've been playing with him ever since. But that's not Winston. Stop it! I will start throwing paper at you again. Did you hear that? Complaining. You have nothing to complain about. You had so much attention. It's going to be an adjustment period. They'll have to get used to me being off limits for a little bit again. But that's okay. Right, Winston? What do we say? Yeah, I know. Um, no, no. My tree is over here, where the plant usually stands, which is why I can't sit because I put the plant on that seat that is usually here. So it's still up and he won't dig into it. And I put the tree up so he won't jump into it. And there's little presents for them underneath, and he hasn't touched them at all since I put it up. And now suddenly he's interested in everything he's not supposed to be doing. Naturally, naturally. Erin, thank you so much for the resub. The tree, three and never mind. You know how many months. Oh, thank you so much. You be careful out there. Uh, Hi, Kevlar. Hi, Adam. Thank you. Hi, Jerry. Bye, Jerry. Past my bedtime. Have a good stream. Oh, go to bed. Go, go. I hope you sleep well. I still am not sleeping very well. I feel like I haven't had my REM sleep since September. And that's not wholly because of the cats, even though they have bullied me a few times. Uh, Taking turns sitting on my chest so I can't breathe. But it's mostly, I just keep waking up every 2 hours or so. Vincent! Why? I should have brought, I bought like a specific paper pad that makes tiny little balls of paper so I can shoot them at him because he just won't listen. Can you imagine having needing child's locks because your cat is just obnoxious because he's not even interested in most of it except for one cabinet. But here, show your face. Stop doing that. That is my yoga mat. It was very expensive, and you do not do yoga when I am not. There you go. 23, that's it. Oh my gosh. Our pinky promise was adorable. It was, Givlar. It was. Don't eat the tree. I'm gonna get have to get used to this as well because it's just not normal. I swear to God, he does not do this. You're behaving like the most not. I don't even have words for this. I have no words. I have no words. So off limits again. No, no, don't show your face on stream. It's a good thing I know what I'm supposed to be talking about today because otherwise I would be freaking out already. Please, do you need me to lock you in your space cat backpack? Because I will. No, I won't. It's too tiny for that. And I can't lock him in the bathroom either because he can open doors. He's too smart. He's too smart. So I'm looking into more food puzzles, which isn't the most ideal solution, but I have to do something. I think I found one actually. I am feeling a little bit better. A little bit better. I mean, it's going to be a process, but that is just the way healing works. I actually found a very good representation of that over on Instagram, but I don't think I can find that 1, 2, 3 like that. I sent it to Gnarly, I think last week. The timing of the end of my so-called vacation is actually perfect because it's endometriosis week. So why not start at the worst time possible? Why not? It can only get better after that, right? It's good to be here again, Millie. I missed you so much. I I mean, I really need it to step away from stream a little bit because it is high pressure. As much as I enjoy it, it's being live and knowing that you can't take your words back in general, but when you're live streaming, you really can't take your words back. They're out there forever. So you have to be, you have to be careful. Uh, and I did think about YouTube a little bit, and I posted the video for a very exciting project that I want to start next year. There already have people have already put in submissions, so it's no matter what, I can start on it, which is the road trip around the world, except through books, because I ain't gonna travel the world. So I came up with this idea to try and collect books from every country in the world and learn about those countries and people and culture and food and everything through books, which went up last Friday. What day is it? Yes, last Friday. Uh, but most of the time, I really just spent doing nothing. There was a lot going on in my brain. There's still a lot going on in my brain, which is why it's a process. Growing and healing is not linear. It's a few steps forward, a few steps back, sideways, and it's just going to be a process. But I got through the worst of it. I think I know how to deal with the darkest parts of it now, uh, and it also helps me consider next year because I will just have to schedule in a vacation every once in a while because I learned I learned in the last 2 weeks that if I say I'm taking a week off, I'm really not. I'm taking a day off and then I start working on projects again. So when I say I take 2 weeks off, I really just take one off and then I start working again. So I have to keep that in mind that is just how I work. I have this pressure to be productive, which is partly trauma, but mostly just because I'm excited to do things, and especially with YouTube, I have so many ideas, and I'm so excited about sharing the books that I'm finding, and um, the less conventional things that I plan on doing, like revisiting one of the series that I read as a teenager, which basically gave me a few core um, morals, I guess, and ethics that helped me stay kind and refuse to let other people make me bitter at a very young age. So I want to revisit that series and document that and let's travel around the world. It's just I'm so excited about next year, but I realize that I need to plan in a week or two off every once in a while and not wait until I am so broken down that I just can't anymore. That's not the example that I want to show you, and that is it's not healthy. It's not sustainable in the long run. So I did a lot of thinking, not as much reading as you might expect. I really just you want you want Spanx too, don't you? No, he doesn't. That's why he's doing it. um, I just took it hour by hour, and there were a few moments where I kind of felt like I was not gonna be ready by today, but at the end, I realized that I just want to get back to it. So maybe I'm not gonna be always as excited or able to be high spirited, but that's important to show as well. I think that not all days are good days, and sometimes I'm going to be grumpy, and you'll just have to deal with it. Just like I want you to be honest and open and feel safe enough to do so. So we can be there for each other. You can't help each other if you don't know what's up, right? Um, but I just wanted to get back to it. So for this week, we'll do shorter streams just to get back into the flow of things, and maybe even for next week as well. But I am excited for this month. It's my favorite time of year, regardless of how I've been feeling. And I put the Christmas tree up again, which I didn't do last year. Last year I was way too sad. Uh, and this year I kind of forced myself to a little bit, even though I didn't feel like it necessarily. I know that it makes me feel comfort to have this little tree light up the days and nights. So if you don't have anything Christmas related, it's not religious for me. It's literally just something that lights up the darkness in a way that I enjoy. You can have a tiny tree as well. I have several tiny trees actually. So yeah, even if you don't feel like it, maybe try to get something small. Hi, Wisdom. Is he testing the fence for weaknesses? He's like, no, Winston is just testing boundaries, and he's just jealous. He doesn't like it when I don't give him attention. He wants full attention, and I do know it's gotten a little bit worse in the last 2 weeks because he's been extremely clingy. That's why it's so baffling to me when he behaves like this on stream, because I'm like, you're so sweet normally, but yeah, it was for some reason when I'm in this corner, he's just a baby demon, I guess. Thank you for the Risa Blue. Welcome back. It's good to see you too. Oh, what are you doing, Winston? I don't trust it. He has the ears. He has the ears. Oh, I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna pretend like I don't know what is happening. Around the world in 195 bucks. Is it 195? Oh gosh, then the road trip is sure not gonna be 1 year. I don't know actually. Around the world in 195. What did I say before? And 312 gigs. Yes, especially the last part. Yeah, it's difficult for me though, Amelia, because it's hard for me to recognize. So, uh, the CPTSD thing, right? I have trouble recognizing when I'm excited and when I'm stressed because I'm always stressed. I'm always freaking stressed. So it's difficult to differentiate. But I think I made some progress in the last 2 weeks, and I didn't feel bad about it, which is interesting because usually when I think I need a break, I feel very guilty, and I didn't feel guilty this time. So well, that's progress, right? I guess. Good dog Berkey. How have you been doing? You're looking forward to Christmas. Oh gosh, and the cities and the towns and the houses and everywhere. It's just, it's so pretty. that's the true reason why I love Christmas. Just the lights everywhere. Not necessarily the music, though I do indulge in Christmas music. It's the lights. I went to see family yesterday, and I made sure to uh, kind of spot the towns that put a lot of effort into it, and I really hope that I can make a little trip and stop on the way a few times to make some pictures, because there were a few little towns that went all out. It looked magical. So that is how, if I had been feeling like this during summer, I don't know what would have happened. I would have been would have needed more than 2 weeks, that's for sure. So I guess it's a good thing that I'm having a bit of a dark time during the darker times, because the gloominess and the fairy lights everywhere do feel like a little bit of comfort. So I hope that it goes for you as well. And in case you don't really have people to share Christmas with, or the holidays in general, I would like to remind you that you are a person too, and you're allowed to pamper yourself as you would pamper someone else, or you would like to be pampered. You can do that for yourself too. I know it's a little bit of a switch in your brain, but I promise you, when you give into it and actually just make it cozy and shamelessly feed yourself the best foods, and light as many candles and fairy lights as you wish, it's kind of nice. Hi, yes, hello. How have you been doing? Thank you so much for the hydrate. I do need it today, especially. Yes, especially when the ground is wet, and it's also, oh, it's just beautiful. I know that this is a difficult time for a lot of people, but literally look for the light, and allow yourself to feel both. You can be like, it's not really changed. I still feel very angry and powerless and frustrated. So there's still a lot to process, but you can feel both. You can feel the anger about what is happening in the world, and still try to do something about it. Just because you're putting effort into self care and trying to alleviate some of that worry by doing fun things doesn't mean you don't care anymore. Both can exist at the same time. Hi, Loop. How are you doing? Is that because of midnight? Is that why has she taught you? I know that Winston is teaching me a thing or two about being adamant. Make it cozy for yourself. Watch a movie. You always enjoy it, even if you've seen it so many times. Especially when you've seen them many times, Millie. I like to watch Anastasia around this time. Uh, it's, I don't know. It's just that the animated movie. I love that movie. Magical lights, snowy hills, and toboggans. What is a toboggan? Christmas foods and silly kittens. We must absorb all the lives warmers inside. Is that? Are you trying to make me sing? Am I missing it? What am I reading? Whoa! What am I currently reading? I was going to get into that a little later, but I started. These are the book club books for this month and next month. I started the book for next month already because I just wanted to. Simple as that. I wanted to. And I made it to page 323. So I've gotten a good chunk of it. So we're going to talk about this later. I love it so far. And I don't know if she's written more, but if she has, I am going to read more by this author, because I am very much impressed by the way she manages to tell stories. But that's not really what we're going to talk about first, because it's wrap up day. Who read the books we reread this month? I know someone had already read this one. Has anyone read this? I finished this barely yesterday. I struggled at the end. Last, well, probably half, especially the last third. I did not enjoy myself. I posted. Oh, I forgot to post them on Discord. I just realized I posted the notes on both of these on Patreon already. I'll do the Discord later. My notes on Benjamin Franklin. I heard him meowing earlier when you were talking to him. Winston yells at me all day. It's. I should really, call someone about it. ah. What am I reading? Well, it's the last day of the month, and I generally don't like rolling books over. So, I'm. I could if I. No, I couldn't because I do have to be careful with light today. But technically, if I really wanted to, I could finish this tonight. But I'm gonna take it easy and probably take a little nap instead. Um, Thank you for the hug, Riku. I like the Treasure of the Sierra Nevada. I have read the book too. Oh, is that a good movie? I have never heard of it. I'm currently yes working. Yeah, I am. I'm trying. Yeah, we're talking about the book club books today. There we are. I'm not really reading at the moment. There's a story brewing in my mind though. Ooh, that is interesting, really. Um, if you are willing to, I would love to hear a little bit about it. And but doing. I haven't used my voice in more than cat talk in the last few weeks. So please bear with me as I warm up as a diesel. Dutch is worse. I realized yesterday, especially when I was out to see family. Also, pretty much any stranger I meet speaks in English to me. So I don't know if I unconsciously talk English when I'm not aware which dictionary I have to use. For example, when I get into the bus or paying something in the store. But pretty much every stranger starts speaking in English to me. So I'm not sure what that is about. But then with family, I struggle so badly with my Dutch these days because I don't talk in Dutch unless I talk with family. So I feel like a little bit of a dummy, but I am also, so that's okay. Sierra Madre, why don't you post it in the Discord or something? Or if it's a book, you can add it to the submissions. I have finally put together Google Sheets though. So if you don't have enough cherry points or you don't want to spend the cherry points on submissions, you can go to my latest video. I haven't thought about how to make them easily accessible over here. I'll probably do that over Discord or maybe in my channel somewhere here. You can go to my last video. In the description box, you can find the Google Sheets for every separate submission list. So the holiday one, the spooky one, the general one, but also the road trip around the world. I explained it all in the video, but basically I am looking for more submissions. This stream is just me trying to find books, I swear. That's all I do. But I need your help with finding books from specific countries. Authors from countries that are very much underrepresented, but still, like every country, has a lot of treasures when it comes to storytellers. And I plan on making that a whole series. I want to read books from every country in the world, with which I mean the authors of a specific country. I realize that maybe some authors have moved, for example, because they were in danger if they stayed in their mother country. I just mean where they originate from. Does that make any sense? I probably should have said that in the video as well, but I can go into it as we go. Not nearly as far as you though. I found a copy of A Christmas Carol on Audible read by Hugh Grant. I think I'll give that a try. Ooh, yes, yes. I cancelled my Audible, so I won't be doing that. But because I have not been enjoying listening to audio, it's still too loud in my brain. I cannot, for the life of me, focus. It's just my own brain is still with thoughts constantly. So I am dependent on what I know, which is books. If you're picking up this next month, because this is one of the books that we'll be reading in December, Once Upon a River by Diane Setterfield. It takes a little bit to get into it. I think it takes about 100 pages, which is quite a lot, really, to get to know the main characters that lay or think they can lay a claim on the girl that gets fished out of the river near which this story takes place. And she's dead. A 4-year-old girl and a stranger comes stumbling into an inn that is known for its storytellers and stories. And he is near death and she is dead. Except she isn't. She comes back to life. But she doesn't talk. And there are several people that think that she's theirs. So it does take a little bit to get into the story. I don't think I made a lot of notes in the beginning either, because it was just, I love this kind of book. It takes place before, electricity and phones, and the details of how she sets up scenes are amazing. It's on the same level of Catherine Arden to me. Beautiful wording, but it might not be what you're used to. It doesn't read as something contemporary. It's a little bit more difficult. But the descriptions, it's not really, no, that person doesn't really, it's not a spoiler. Hold on. There was one part that I was like, that is such a good way. The blind man reached out a hand, and when Armstrong took it, he felt the man's other hand grip his forearm, measuring the size and power of it. And that is just, I don't know if I would be able to think of that. So this Armstrong guy is talking to a blind man in a tavern to talk. And before the blind man decides to answer, he uses his hands to feel whether he thinks that Armstrong will be able to handle the answer. And those things, oh man, I'm just lying, putting the book down. I'm like, beautiful, well done. But it's not the easiest book. It's dark and it's gloomy, and the subject is also not really happy. But it has winter vibes, I feel like. And I kind of hope that more people pick it up. I'm so happy that you're trying to read it, Luke. But if you're having a little bit of trouble, I get it. But it's not your average read. And A Christmas Carol, I mean, it's a classic. I should have read this long ago. It's been a long time since I've seriously written anything, but I have a good idea in my mind, so I want to try it again. I'm just going to pretend I don't know what's happening. I still need to find some sort of routine to actually get it though. That's the hardest part, right? Getting a routine, finding a good part of the day where you feel like you're most creative. But the routine is most important. Sometimes I tell myself, just word barf, you can edit later. It's easier to edit than to get it out, I feel like. I also sometimes struggle with my Dutch bit and substitute Dutch words for English ones by accident. Always, Millie, always, constantly. That is a bit of a problem. I could never. How? I am so impressed. You teach Dutch? Oh my God. Makes me want to cry just thinking about it. No, I'm not sure whether to write it in Dutch or English, but I'll probably just write some scenes in both language and see. Yeah, that's a good idea, Emily. Just try out what feels most natural. Or what it comes easiest. I would not be able to do it in Dutch. My grammar is so bad. It was always bad. I don't even. It's not gonna be good. Scroll away. Treasure of this year on Madre movie is where the quote, badges, we ain't got no badges, we don't need no badges, I don't have to show you anything you bad. Oh, I don't know that quote, Blue. I'm sorry. Speaking of quotes though, let's talk a little bit about these the books that we read this month. I want to start with Franklin because I struggle at the end. Hi Dopey, how are you doing? There's so many ways to write things. So lucky we are to live in such a world. Yeah, words are beautiful. Language is beautiful. I wish I could everything that's gonna be submitted for the road trip in its original language, but that's not gonna happen. That's good, Loop. That's good. How many pages in is that? I mean, they're big chapters. I think. I think it takes about 100 pages for the scenes to be set up, and then it really starts to. I have no clue still. I am really unsure whether the truth is even set in reality. It's amazing. But I want to talk about this. But it's just very good. But English is a language of fiction moves. Yeah, same. I agree, Millie. I'm curious what you'll decide. I am so impressed that you teach Dutch though, because it's a difficult language. The stupid D's and T's. Mental note: get raised skin Briar for arm tattoo, which is run. The goblin is coming. Oh my God! Wisdom, why? What? Where is that from? Maybe it's easier to get my notes actually, because I mean, at the end, I made quite. The thing is, so this was really fun up until the actual politics came in. I hate politics. It makes no sense to me. It makes me angry and frustrated. So it started to really grate on me because I just don't get it. Why you say one thing, then do another thing, and then lie about it, and you get my point. But also, this is, about not just politics, but the Civil War. And I will never understand how the people in this time were fighting so hard for their independence while actively taking away a country from another people. That had me wanting to scratch chalkboards to get rid of the pain in my soul, because that people, how the cognitive dissonance of living through that time like that, of they were clearly aware of what it felt like to be treated like that, and what? See, I can't even express myself. I think I did give a little bit of a conclusion at the end of my notes, which I will post on Discord later today. I can't forget about that. And also, I kind of feel like this should be mandatory reading for Americans, because even though he did do a few things in the end where I really was like, oh man, you were doing so well. I was rooting for you. Like when there were talks between England and the UK and the US, he was a mediator, but France wanted to be included. And he said to France, yes, you'll be included. And then he just went behind everyone's back and didn't include France. And I guess I get it. But also, if we're all honest, if we just stop playing games, if we're just all honest, we don't have to do any of that. But I guess that's naive to think that politics will ever be honest. It never was. It never was. I know, Toby, but I just how can you how can you be slapped in the face and cry and turn around and slap someone else in the face and say that's unfair? I mean, that's not a good example. Don't you dare. You see, I'm thinking. So that's why when that part started, I was really struggling. I hated it. I hated it. I just I kind of got the same feeling as I get when I try to read the religious books. It's a struggle because it's just, even if I put my own opinion and person, if I let go of that, it's still logic remains. It has nothing to do with me, and there's none. There's none. Um, Sadly, not entirely a thing of the past either. Yeah, that's why I feel like this should be mandatory reading. For one, because it sheds a light of what is happening on what is happening right now. But he was such a complicated person because, in one hand, he was very good at mediating and made a few amazing inventions. I mean, basically, we do owe electricity a little bit. Uh, uh, we got that from him, right? There's also a great list about how to sleep better if you can't sleep on page 42, where if you wake up during the night, yeah, well, first off, don't eat before you go to bed, or not too much, which is, I mean, I guess that's why I don't sleep very well, because I love eating before bed. You use thin and more porous bedcloths, so all the plastic that we're using is just bad. And when you are awakened by this uneasiness and find you cannot easily sleep again, get out of bed, beat up and turn your pillow, shake the bedclothes well, with at least 20 shakes. It's so specific. And then walk around until you're cold. So when you get back in bed, you'll sleep like a baby, which is just, it's so random. And I loved those parts, the random inventions that he made. Apparently, he also was the first to say that there are only two things in life of which we can be certain, which are taxes and death, which is he's the reason we have paper money, I think. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where that was. It's in my notes. Hold on. He wrote under pen names, and usually he wrote as a woman. And the irony. Oh my God! There's this one part where he says, "Hold on." Yeah, but yeah, on page 301, you find out that he is the one who started with paper money. So, thank you for that, Benjamin. We didn't need that. Money is the root of all evil. It was the time of conquest and colony. Public knowledge was sparse. There was no internet. Books were non-existent. No project. That was he was a printer. He was literally a printer. That's how he started. So he was at the forefront of making books more available as well, and he was the reason that public libraries became a thing. Stephen Covey was highly inspired by all the things he did. So we have public libraries to thank, and that's why I feel like, I mean, just like with everything, you shouldn't just blindly follow all. This is a good book to teach you how you could be a morally and ethically okay person. And I do realize that a few parts that frustrated me, where he deviated from his morals, were because he probably just didn't have it, because the rest of the world was just being a nuisance. So that he had to play by their games, which is why I say, why don't we just all be honest? Stop this childish freaking petty behavior. Um, but he was, at the same time, he was also weirdly avoidant when it came to his personal relationships. he spent 15 of the 17 years that he was married to his wife on the other side of the world. Like, he built a whole house where she lived for 10 years, and he didn't see the inside of that house as long as she lived. She begged him to come back. He just didn't. The disregard for his family is wild. But at the same time, he spent a lot of time with the intelligent gender sex in England and France. It's just it was a lot. If you do want to read this, don't try to read it in like 3 weeks, because it's gonna upset you probably. But I guess I did read my notes back a little bit more than I usually do. Usually I just scan it, but I have to say, to follow my thoughts was kind of funny after the fact, not during it. During it, I was very upset at parts. But I think this should be for everyone. Everyone in America should read this to see the flaws of people, and how even if you're morally and ethically aware, that there are still downfalls, and that he was aware of that, and still you do it. Still, even though he knew that his own opinion was probably the most biased, and you should listen to other people, he still fell into that same trap. So there's so many layers in this book that are so interesting. Not just the things you learn about history, like how the political cartoons started, and how allegiances were made. There's just so many interesting little tidbits in here that just make you go, huh? Really? And at the end, I mean, I guess one of those, right, one of the ironies that I found just fascinating, like I just said, his own wife was really not, she deserved better. She really deserved better. But he also wrote a letter to some paper, I don't know the reason anymore, about like politics. If you're looking for more, where is it? I think I actually quoted it in the notes. Uh, Yeah, if you want to fill balloons with an element 10 times light, about balloon flights. If you want to fill balloons with an element 10 times lighter than inflammable air, Franklin wrote under a female pseudonym, you can find a great quantity of it and ready-made in the promises of lovers and courtiers. Like, what? That's you! Because you don't get it. You don't get it. So, yeah, I do recommend it. I highly recommend it. You'll learn a lot. And it's funny in a frustrating and painful way. Uh, but take your time. Don't do it in 3 weeks, because I was fighting for my life yesterday, and that wasn't a lot of fun. Like in the bus, just being sad. If everybody's honest, then someone can take advantage of that by being dishonest. Yeah, but no, everybody is everybody, so no one can be dishonest. No one. But that doesn't mean you should say everything. But you can just, if you don't have anything nice to say, just shut up. Just shut up. It's an option, you know. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to agree with everyone. But if politics is based, if it's it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I say anarchy. No, I didn't finish Chomsky's book on anarchy, so I can't actually advocate for it. But I do know that anarchy is not what people think it is. And that's how politics started. Oh, wisdom, I don't know. I have always had a natural just dislike for politics. It always, even when I didn't really know, I still don't know what politics are, honestly. But like as a kid, when I was first introduced to the concept, I was like, I don't think I like this. I don't think this is a good thing. And well, Just turn on the news, I guess. According to my American education, President Franklin stole electricity from the gods with a kite and a key. Yes! Yes, there's actually a quote that refers to that. Winston, I see you. I know. Zeus was just having the best nap ever, and he just woke her up. Stop it! No! No! God dang it! Why must you be like this? It's also sunny, and I don't like the sun. I remember reading exactly what you're saying, Toby, but I didn't tap that. I'm sure. The Franklin Edison Tesla Freemason op wire is fascinating. So I also watched the movie The Prestige for. Wait, is that about that? I watched that. That's with the Hugh something. I am not feeling like Spanx today. Honestly, I'm in a bit of pain. So if you could oblige me, you have had so many Spanx in the last 2 weeks. Yes, you. I don't think you see her, but Tus is there. David Bowie's last action role was to play Nicholas Tesla in The Great Prestige. Wait, what? I don't think we're talking about the same movie, huh? I feel like that is Hugh Jackman. Is that him? I don't know. So he invented long distance. He basically, Benjamin Franklin invented everything. He invented everything. Oh, yeah, it's all in my notes though. But anyway, can you imagine being a member of Congress and being like, I've been here for 50 years. I think it's time to go. And Congress is just like, no. Well, everyone else who wants to not participate anymore, like Jefferson, they were allowed to not. But when Franklin said, I don't want to do this anymore, they were like, you're not allowed. We know you're in your 70s, but we're not going to let you go. I thought that was really funny. You are not funny. Leave me alone. Uh, uh. As she described their life, I'm becoming progressively convinced Ben was a closeted trans femme. I wonder about that a little bit as well. I don't want to, you know, make conclusions, but the way he was unable to have proper friendships and connections with men because they all ended pretty badly, the way he was perceived or seems to have been perceived, and his ability to, I mean, I don't really believe that he never had any sexual relationships with the woman that he hang out with, but I don't think it was actually romantic in that sense. He was just a very fascinating dude, and he invented bifocal glasses, like to the reading part. If you need both, he came up with everything. So I don't regret reading this, but the politics, I just hate politics. I don't. It makes me upset, and especially with what was already going on in my brain. I would rather, if you do pick it up, just take your time. Take your time to process things. I guess I just wanted to get it over with, and I wanted to be prepared for a book club. But this is not something you should try to read too quickly. If you do pick it up, I would love it if you read my notes, and maybe we could compare notes, because I don't think I'm gonna forget about this dude ever. It was really interesting. No, I'm very tired, Loop. She has been. I mean, they're both very clingy during the night, but probably because I can't sleep. So they're trying to weigh me down, and usually that works. If two sleeps on my legs, I get less restless during the night. But they've been on my face and stuff, and that's not really helping. So I'm a bit tired. She'll get her spanks, don't you worry. Yeah, that Hugh, Millie, the jazz one. About the magicians and their contests, remember the top hats? But I don't remember David Bowie in there. Was David Bowie in there? Oh my god. See, I suck at watching movies. There was something about the Freemasons in here as well, but I don't think it was very obvious. It wasn't really about that. His life fascinating. His attachments and his relationships baffling. He invented so many things, and we have a lot to thank him for. Unfortunately, I wish he didn't invent paper money. I wish money had been something that we didn't make more easily tradable. But his viewpoints, like, he was all for being productive and helping other people where you can, but not actually that into capitalism. So the accumulation of too much money. He was always spreading it out again. So that is also something very important. I'm not American, so I can't say for sure, but from what I know of America, you can feel the base of what America could be in this book. What an American person could be and how you could make it better in today's world. I think it's an important book. I think I'm going to put it. No, I am going to put it in my recommendation list on Goodreads. Yeah. Anyone any questions about Benjamin Franklin? I know quite a bit about him now. I'm so confused about the Prestige. I feel like I watched it, but at the same time, I'm not sure. They do, Loop. They do. They mean well, but sometimes I'm like, oh my god, it's a lot. It's a lot of attention. Be careful out there, Millie. Thank you so much for dropping by. I remember Christian Bale from The Prestige. It's funny how I remember her. Huh? Wait, what? There's two movies that feel like the same movie, and The Prestige. I always get them confused, and one of them is The Prestige. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Hope to see you soon, Millie. Everyone is. Let me just look it up real quick because I'm just being more difficult than I need to be. Yeah, he's in there. What? Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Scarlett Johansson? What? I don't think I mean this. I don't think I saw this one. I think I saw a different one about time travel or something. I don't know. Thank you for dropping by. Yes, I hope you're taking good care of yourself and drinking water. Yes, in honor of a yes, I'll take another sip. I mean, I guess I need to watch it. I don't know when or how I will do that because I just don't. I just don't. It's always worth a rewatch. I'm not sure. I actually saw this one. I feel like it's the other one. There's another movie that feels the same, but isn't. It clearly isn't the same. All right. It did, Toby? Let me know if you find out. Is it also actually called The Prestige? Because then I understand my confusion. Right. The other book that I read for November, and maybe you did as well, or maybe you started it, is On the Beach by Neville Shute. Now, interesting. Interesting. It is about the aftermath of atomic war. Basically, the whole world has been flattened, and the only place left where people are still alive and where no bombs were dropped is Australia, except they're soon to be dead as well because the clouds of atomic dust are relentless and slowly but surely making their way to Australia as well. You follow the Australians and I think one American. I'm not sure anymore. It's been a few weeks, and they try to figure out. He's like a submarine. The American is a submarine captain, and they try to figure out if there's still someone alive and if there's a chance that maybe the atomic dust will get less in intensity and make survival possible. So it, as far as I know, this is like one of the first post-apocalyptic books out there. And while it does take place in that setting, I think what made it even more interesting was, as with a lot of books from a different time period, the glimpse of society you get. How people treated each other, how life worked, and how misogyny and sexism, how casual it was back then, and how you can extrapolate that and see how maybe we are still, in the process of, God dang it, of working on those topics. Because there were a few scenes in here where I felt like, this doesn't really sit right with me. This doesn't really, I don't feel comfortable with this. But it was a sign of the times. And that makes it interesting as well. You can learn a lot from it. Please don't eat the reindeer. I'll give you spanks if you turn around. I'll do it. You win. You win. Let's go. Delusionist wisdom. Thank you so much. See, that's it. I saw that one. I'm pretty sure I saw that one. Who's in there? Oh, I'm so tired. Yeah, you were right, Lou. She was gonna get the spanks. I'm silly for thinking that I can get away with not giving her spanks. Is that enough? Oh, you don't understand, baby. No? Okay. Oh, it had a similar concept, right? See, that's why I confused the two. Because I recognize the Prestige, but I don't think I've seen it. I think I saw The Illusionist. I don't want to be panting on stream, the first stream back. It's a bit intense, isn't it? That's a bit. I don't want to get flagged for inappropriate content. Okay, well then, extra spunks. I'll put you down. Hold on, I'll put you down. Okay, 1, 2. Good girl. My gosh. On the beach, yeah, it was short. The language used, it didn't feel that old-fashioned. It's just that it was interesting to see the way men and women were interacting. Like, this captain is clearly flirting with the character that I liked in the beginning. What was her name? Why is little C Yap? Oh, that took all of it, all the energy. Where's her name? The wild one that was drinking all the time, which is funny and sad at the same time because she was just very much aware of that she was gonna die. But the way, how normal it was for her, according to Neville Shute, to be the other woman without being the other woman. I said woman. Being the other woman without being the other woman, because at the end of the day, he just leads her on, and I'm like, it's the end of the fucking world. What are you doing? Even then, Moira. I think it was Moira. Yes, I loved her, and she deserved better, especially at the end of the world. Um, but what was even more disturbing about this? Oh my God! How could I forget? This man, this Neville Shute, calls the baby of a couple it. He says the narrator keeps saying it, and it's not like I what, hold on. Um, no. Benjamin Franklin is done. It's done. Post it on Discord. I have to remember. Post it on Discord. Baby. Baby is put out on the veranda at some point. Like, what the hell are you doing? On page 142, I was finally done with it. I started screaming, why does the narrator call the baby Ed? There's a Titanic joke in there, and I felt like that was inappropriate because this book wasn't released that late, that much after. You can't do that. Okay. Hold on. Um, Yeah, also, like, the guy, the dad of the baby, lies to get away from the crime because clearly at the end, the people are starting to get sick, and the guy is just like, yo, I got an appointment. He doesn't have an appointment, he just leaves, and that's normal. It's normalized. The normalized misogyny and the casual and normalized misogyny and sexism in this is fascinating. So even though it starts and takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting, I feel like the social interactions are worth studying a little bit deeper for both genders. Because as a woman, you might not realize what is happening until it starts to feel too uncomfortable. Like when the guy leaves his wife to deal with the sickness of what is it called, of the atomic dust. He just leaves. He just leaves, and he is not. He doesn't have an appointment. He just leaves because he can't stand the crying anymore. Oh my God, man! How dare you? Imagine if the one No Smart channel on Twitch got banned because the streamer was banned to go stream. Yeah, that would be me. I am that lucky. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. There was a Titanic joke. Yeah, there was. Let me see. Wait, I need to finish my thoughts on the baby though. Um, so I am not entirely sure whether it even has a name. Like here, see, I'm doing it as well because the narrator does it so often that you get detached from not just the baby but all the characters because you suddenly feel detached from the whole story. The mother and the father do refer to her as a daughter and she, but the narrator just keeps saying it. What is that about? What do you mean? What do you mean? So, I mean, it's a post-apocalyptic book. It's about atomic dust. Everyone is dead. All right, everyone is dead at the beginning of the book. I'm not spoiling anything there because that was really where it was going to end. So the baby dies. And I was just like, yeah, I mean, it died, sure. Yeah. But then the dog dies. And I am spoiling that because no one should be not warned about that. I didn't see it coming. And it happened right after the baby. And I was bawling. That's how detached you got from the baby through the way it was written. So when it comes to how to write a story and how to get people attached to your characters, read this and see what you don't do when it comes to certain elements. God dang it. I was just not impressed. And then the dog died and I was like, oh no, not the dog. I couldn't deal with that. It's a baby, keyword it. Yeah, well, but it's a her, and it's a she. No, it didn't know wisdom. You're not gonna get out of this one. It was really weird. It was really weird, and I'm to the point that in my brain I was screaming. Why did he say it? You can just say her or she or whatever. Girl, why it? Can you imagine calling your baby it? Don't do that. That's not okay. Titanic. I mean, it's not Wow, I opened it at the exact page, so I was meant to read that. Oh, I didn't tab it. Well, that is stupid. It's not spelled out, but like I wrote in my notes. Surely they didn't just make a Titanic joke. Oh no, I didn't tab it. See, he calls the baby the kid over here. Anything, all the characters give the baby humanity except the narrator. Um, Let me see. What's the scene? I found it. Oh, right. One of the things that they're distracting themselves with is racing with cars, and they're preparing for a big race towards the end of the book, which is interesting. Mm. And I guess they're talking about the end of the world, and in regards to the race with the cars, because people are going to be unhinged, right? I mean, if you know you're going to die anyway, why not just give it your all in the race with these cars? These hijinks basically illegal racing, because it's not just race cars; it's just regular cars. And Peter bit his lip. It's a bit worrying. One doesn't want to start a flap at home. But all the same, I'd be happier if they knew what to do if I'm not there. You may not be there anyway, John Osborne said. There seems to be quite a few natural hazards on this course apart from radiation. Minefields, ice, all sorts of things. I don't know what happens to us if we hit an iceberg at full cruising speed, submerged. What do you mean? What do you mean? You do know. You do know. It doesn't make sense in this small part. The context is gone. It's on page 148 if you want to know. It's in my notes. You can just, search for Titanic. But honestly, this wild, man. Last month, the book club books were interesting in a lot of ways. My top 3 philosophers, I don't know, Junza. I have not read enough philosophy to give you a top 3. What's yours? It's been forever. I was away for 2 weeks. 3 actually. I totally understand though. I feel violated when people refer to my cat as it and not as she, her. Right? It just doesn't make sense. If your characters clearly understand that it's a girl, why is the narrator persistent? It's probably a combination of the way it was normal and thus not necessary. I mean, it's not right, but because of the way women were, I don't want to say treated, but just the societal norm is very clear in this writing, because like when the guy leaves because he can't stand his baby's dying cries and just goes away to drink some beer, I think even it's just, there is nothing about that scene says that maybe that is really not nice. It's so casual because that's just the way things were back then, and that is fascinating. So this didn't grate on me as much as the politics did in Benjamin Franklin. It's a view of that moment in time, and while frustrating on a personal level, I like on an intellectual level, I always enjoy having a view this candidly into how brains worked. So yeah, this was an interesting read as well. I didn't mind it so much. For some reason, not treating the last human with humanity makes sense to me. No, Topi! No! What do you mean? What do you mean? Because everyone was treated as a human except the baby. We're talking about the narrator, right? The narrator said it. All the characters in the story were just normal and helping each other out. You're talking, I can't hear. We're just saying if you're responding to me. Oh, okay. Then I don't know. The project of civilization would be over, so descriptions aren't really fitting. But then, then there's no coherency because then the narrator should have treated all characters like that, and it's just a baby. It was weird. It was really weird. I don't. No, Junza! If you can't hear, don't make assumptions! Go! Go in the corner. In the corner. Come back another time. Go, shush. Okay. So, I already talked a bit about Once Upon a River. I recommend it. So far, I am glued to the page. And I am no longer allowed to read this before bed because then I won't sleep on time. So I'm not allowed to read it before bed. This is not a big book. This is the second December book for our book club reads. If you think this is a little bit too much, which I can imagine because it is quite a few pages, over 500, I think. Yes, and this is really, I mean, if you go to Audible, Hugh Grant reads it. It's less than 3 hours to listen to if you listen to it on normal speed, and it's 141 pages in this edition. So this is doable, right? For a month, if you just take 15 minutes a day. You have 15 minutes. You have a lot more minutes of doom scrolling a day. I'm assuming that you could spend reading a few pages. Now you don't have to do 50. Read a few pages every day, and I think we could get quite far with this one. I have read Dickens before. I think he was a great commentator on his times and has a lot of very memorable characters. But I didn't read this yet, so we'll see. I'm gonna finish this one first. I also started. Oh, never mind. I also started the other book that I pulled, which was not available anymore, which is called Sun and Moon, Ice and Stars. Oh gosh, can I reach it? Yes. Okay. Sun and Moon, Ice and Snow. If Dickens is a little bit, just it's confronting, right? It's about not fun things, but it will end well. I think I'm not entirely sure. The Sun and Moon, Ice and Snow. Why do I not remember that? Is a young adult. So if you're not up for a heavier story, because it is Dickens, there's going to be dark humor in there probably. The young adult is a little bit more digestible. It is 250 pages, so not too bad. And so far it has just winter vibes. It's about a girl. She's the ninth child of a mom that isn't very excited about being a mother, but the state of the world is a bit bad. It's been winter for decades and there's no sign of spring, so having more mouths to feed is not really ideal. But she wanted sons because they can help make money, so having four daughters, I think. She's just not amused, and the last daughter that gets born doesn't even get a name, which is what the story is about. And that's really as far as I've gotten. I started this morning. I got 26 pages in, which is it's easier. It's an easier read. Um, yeah, I think if well, this is more magical. This is going to be about fairy tales, but very simplified. This is a little bit more difficult. It has several storylines. The language is a little bit more flowery, but gorgeous, just gorgeous. Like I said before, there's many a time where I have to put it down and be like, that's a good way to describe something, and I'm very much impressed. This I can't really say anything quite yet, but it's Dickens, so it's not gonna fail, right? Uh, Humans are notorious for making assumptions. Philosophy is the mathematics of change. You know what? The older I get, the more I think that neuro spicy people should be listened to a little bit more often. Bach Queen. What is that, Blue? The first page at the main character commenting on how she should remember to carry an umbrella because she's getting soaked. 5 paragraphs later, she's inside and hanging someone herself and what? Oh, that's disappointing. Are you gonna continue? Are you gonna continue? Uh, wait. I think the thing skipped a lot of. I think I missed a lot of messages. Yes. Was the baby a zombie baby? It would be okay to refer. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It's just a baby. It was just a baby, someone's kid. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know. Once Upon a River isn't part of a series, right? I don't think so. But let me check just to be sure. Oh, god dang it. What? I'm being too excited. I'm being too excited. I'm gonna crash. No, I'm gonna make hot cocoa. No, it's a standalone. Is that bad? Ukraine version is about 2 hours. Oh no, loop. Ugh, I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch that. Ja, hi Storm. Ik ben zo blij weer te zien. Welkom terugkomen. I'm so happy to be back. I really have to pace myself. I'm gonna crash. So yeah, I'm gonna say this as a reminder that for this week we will have shorter streams during the week, just so I don't get too excited, because I know myself a little bit more better now than I did a few weeks ago, and it's just better to stop when you're still going good or doing well instead of pushing it too far. So that way, hopefully, I won't need an actual break like I did the last few weeks for a little longer. I'm so happy to be back. I hate with what you're able to sell books to me. Really, Sophie? I'm sorry, not sorry. Do you know how hard it is for me to not sell books to me? I have to live with myself. It's horrible. Christmas Carol and Die Hard is the ultimate Christmas book and movie combo. Why Die Hard? Why? What? What? I don't think I've seen that. It's old. I think I would prefer Christmas Carol to be read by Jeremy Irons. Hugh Grant sounds perpetually bewildered. Does he? I don't know the other person. I'm not gonna listen to it. Well, yeah, like I said, I don't have Audible for the foreseeable future because I was wasting money for months already. So I spent the credits that I had on books I hope I'll enjoy at some point, but I'm not gonna do Audible for a little bit. Not Audible, but maybe from the library because they have audiobooks over there as well. But I will just always prefer a physical copy. It's going to be a problem because we're nearing the end of the year, which means I'm going to take these books away. Now, I don't think I'm going to get shelves. It's just too much effort already. This is just easier. So that means I'm going to have to move these away, but I have yet to figure out where they're going to go. I have no clue. There's no space. I have no, I don't know what I'm going to do with those books. We'll see. There's a good chance that they're going to just end up in a mountain in the middle of the living room. It's sure looking like it. I am a bit confused about the title Bog Queen Blue. Was it any good apart from that? I got a very busy day at work today, so I gotta disappear. Have fun with the stream. Go, go, go! Thank you for dropping by. Please don't compare philosophy to mathematics. I won't. I love philosophy. I love philosophy. I was born a philosopher, apparently, because basically all you need to do is ask questions and actually be invested in them. And I've been doing that ever since I could speak to the annoyance of every adult in my entire life. Yeah, burnout is no fun. Let's not do that, right, Lube? I'll do better next year. I'll do better. I'll plan in more time away. It's just I always felt guilty, like not just about taking time for myself, but I don't like not being here for you, and I don't like having to break the routine. Because I mean, I'm not assuming that someone or anyone really depends on my streams, but I do know that if the people that I watch on YouTube, for example, if they don't upload on there's a few that upload like 3 times a month, and I always forget. I always forget the week that they're taking off, and it kind of. Not that it ruins my day, but it kind of, it's a bit of a, okay, wait, I wasn't expecting that, and I don't like doing that to other people. But I think it's going to be better next year. I think YouTube is going to help with that because it really does take most of my thoughts away from bad places. Now I'm out of the void of it all. Hi, Ev. How are you doing? No, don't say anything to the cats because they need to stay away. Plateaus. Spock is on 2. Joint third position is shared between Garfield the cat and William Shatner. William Shatner? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm bad at names, and I feel like I can't give you a top 3 because I need to read more of it before I can actually give an informed opinion. I did read Meditations on the Toilet though, like in its entirety. I don't know why I felt compelled to share that with you, but there you go. I always find to play games better after breaks. Like it helps to internalize what you've learned. It's a good long-term growth strategy to take breaks every so often. Yeah, that's true, Topi. It's true. I don't know. It's difficult for me to break routine to begin with. I don't like breaking routine. And the cats don't like it either. Everyone gets upset. But I see why it's just needed. Even if I don't want to, my body needs it. And the same goes for all of you. Your body needs rest, and your body needs a break every once in a while. Even if your heart is like, no, don't be a baby, take a break. Diogenes. Oh yeah. I mean, oh no. I'll try to think about it. I am a bee. You too. Your art is going crazy. Get out of my sunbeams. These quotes that you're bringing today, I feel so uncultured that I don't recognize any of them. Okay. Next week we'll do the raffle for January, an entire new year of books. So, um, I don't know. I don't know. If you go to my latest video on YouTube, you can see all the Google Sheets, where you can also submit your books. You can still do them through cherry points as well, whatever is easier for you. Um, I don't know how to make them easier available over here. I'm gonna brainstorm about that. Yes, you have, Hippie. I'm so happy that you are. You're doing great. It's a bit bad timing though because I gotta go. I need to sit down because I've actually been standing as well. Um, I'm so happy to be back. Thank you for being here and you know teaching me to take breaks, which sounds counterproductive, but yeah, thank you for spending your time with me because that is the most precious thing that we will ever have, and allowing me to grow. I hope that you learned something from the chaos over here as well, and if not, just enjoy the cozy chaos. Um, I'll be back tomorrow at 10. Look at the schedule to see what this means for you. Next week, like I said, we're doing the raffle for January book club, and yeah, we'll just talk a little bit more the rest of the week. Do remember that we'll have a shortened schedule. I don't want to, but I have to. I can't be stubborn. Um, I'm trying to think if I needed it. Yeah, I don't know the Google Sheets, but you can just submit your books over there as well. I'll make sure that they get into the submission jar. I love you. Don't forget to drink water. I'm gonna make hot cocoa, sit on the couch, and indulge my kitties. All right. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye.